You're hungry all the time. You're tired in a way that sleep doesn't seem to fix. Your hair is coming out in the shower and the scale might be moving, but somehow you feel softer, not smaller. What if I told you those aren't four separate problems? What if they're all the same problem and it's one of the most fixable things there is? Welcome to the Feel Better, Live Free podcast, brought to you by Thinlicious. I'm your host, Lisa Joy Thompson, and every week we bring you the science, the stories, and the straight talk you need to feel better and live free. From real food to hormone health to breaking free from yo-yo dieting for good. This is the show for every woman who's ready to stop surviving and start thriving. Settle in, friend. What you're about to hear might just change everything. Hey friend, I am so glad you're here today. And today we're talking about the one thing I'm convinced almost every woman over 40 is quietly missing: protein. And here's what makes this so sneaky. When you're not getting enough protein, it doesn't show up wearing a name tag that says, "Hello, I'm a protein problem." It shows up as a whole pile of other things. Things you've probably been chalking up to your age or your hormones or your metabolism or just some vague sense that your body is falling apart on you. So today I'm going to give you 5 signs that what is really going on is that your body is starving for protein. And then I'm going to tell you exactly what to do about it. And I promise the fix is simpler than you think. So I have to be honest with you because I have lived this one. For years, I ate what I thought was a healthy diet and I was getting almost no real protein. And I had a bunch of the signs I'm about to describe. I just never once connected the dots. I thought each one was its own separate problem to solve. I had no idea they were all pointing at the same empty spot on my plate. So if you see yourself in this list today, I'm not talking down to you. I am telling you something I wish somebody had told me a whole lot sooner. I want to talk about why protein matters so much after 40. And I'm going to explain this in a way that's really simple so that you don't have to have a biology degree to understand this. Protein is the raw material your body is built from. Your muscles, your bones, your hair, your skin, your nails, the enzymes and hormones that run just about everything. All of it is built out of protein. When you eat it, your body breaks it down into building blocks and uses those blocks to repair and rebuild you every single day. So protein isn't just another thing on your plate. It's the thing your body uses to keep you standing. And the piece that matters most for us is muscle. Muscle isn't about looking a certain way. Muscle is what keeps your metabolism up so your body burns more even at rest. It's what keeps you strong and steady and able to do the things you want to do. It's honestly one of the biggest keys to aging well and staying independent and capable for the long haul. And you can't build it or hold on to it without enough protein coming in. Now, here's the catch, and this is the part almost nobody tells you. After 40, your body actually gets less efficient at using the protein you eat. So the amount that might have been just fine in your 20s and 30s is no longer enough to get the same job done. You need more now, not less. And most women are heading in the exact opposite direction. They're eating lighter, skipping meals, leaning on a little yogurt here and some toast there, and quietly getting less protein than ever at the exact moment their body needs the most. That gap between how little you're getting and how much you actually need is where all 5 of these signs come from. Sign number 1, you are hungry all the time. All right, so we started with the big one. You're hungry constantly. You eat a meal and an hour later, you're poking around in the kitchen looking for something else. You feel like you have no willpower, like you're just a bottomless pit, like other people can eat a normal meal and move on and you just can't. Here's the truth. Protein is the single most filling thing you can eat. It's what actually tells your brain, okay, we're satisfied now, we can stop. When your meal is mostly carbs, toast, cereal, a salad with barely anything on it, a little pasta, it doesn't send that signal. So you eat and your body goes, that was nice, but where's the actual food? And it keeps asking. You're not a bottomless pit. You just have been eating meals that never told your body it was full. Add real protein and that constant background hunger goes quiet, often almost immediately. And if you can add some real fat to that protein, it's even better. Sign number 2, the cravings, especially for sugar. This one ties right back to what we talked about last week. If you caught that episode on hidden sugar, this is going to click into place fast. If you didn't, go back and listen after this one because these two are a matched set. When you don't eat enough protein, your meals tend to be carb heavy, and carb heavy meals send your blood sugar up and then crashing back down. And that crash is what sets off the craving, that 3 p.m, I need something sweet right now feeling. Protein is what steadies the whole thing. It slows everything down and keeps your blood sugar from spiking and crashing in the first place. So if you're fighting sugar cravings all day long, it may not be a sugar problem at all. It may be that there's not enough protein on your plate to hold you steady. Fix the protein, and a lot of those cravings just stop showing up. Sign number 3, you're losing muscle, not fat. This one is sneaky because on the surface, it can look like progress. The scale goes down and you think, great, it's working. But you look in the mirror or you catch yourself in a photo and something is off. You're smaller, but you're softer, like not firmer, not stronger, just kind of deflated. People sometimes call it skinny fat, and I hate that phrase, but you know exactly the feeling I mean. Here's what's happening. When you don't give your body enough protein, and especially when you're also eating less overall, your body will start breaking down its own muscle to get the protein it needs. So you're losing weight, but you're losing the wrong kind. You're burning off the very muscle that keeps your metabolism up and your body strong. And that is a terrible trait because less muscle means a slower metabolism, which means the whole thing gets harder from here. The number on the scale is not the whole story. What that weight is made of matters just as much, and protein is how you protect the muscle you want to keep. Sign number 4, your hair is thinning and your nails are weak. This one surprises people, but it makes complete sense once you see it. You notice more hair in the drain than there used to be. Your nails are peeling or breaking. Maybe your skin just isn't what it was. Your body is smart, and when protein is in short supply, it triages. It sends what little it has to the jobs that keep you alive first, your organs, your essential functions. And things like your hair and your nails are way down at the bottom of the priority list, even if we wish they weren't. They are the first things your body is willing to shortchange when it's running low. So thinning hair and weak, brittle nails can be one of the earliest, most visible signs that you are simply not getting enough protein to go around. Your body is quite literally rationing, and your hair drew the short straw. Sign number 5, you're tired, foggy, and slow to bounce back. Okay, this one is not just regular tired, right? We're not talking sleepy tired, more like worn out, run down, running on fumes. Your brain feels foggy. You feel things in your body longer than you used to. You're sore after activity that never used to bother you, and you just don't seem to recover the way you once did. Remember, protein is what your body uses to repair and rebuild itself. So when it's running low on the raw materials, everything gets harder. Your energy dips because your body's trying to run a full life on half the supplies. Your recovery slows because repair takes protein and there's not enough to go around. That bone-tired, wrung-out feeling that you've maybe been blaming on your age, for a lot of women, it's not age at all. It's a body that's been asking for more protein for a long time and not getting it. So what do you actually do? So if you heard yourself in even a couple of those, and I suspect you heard yourself in more than a couple, here's exactly what to do. It's not really complicated at all. First, let's talk about how much protein you actually need. And I'm going to give you the same rule that I talk about all the time because it's simple and it scales to whatever size, weight you are and what your target weight is. Aim for somewhere between 0.7 and 1 gram of protein for every pound of your target body weight. So notice I said your target weight, the weight you're working toward, not necessarily the weight you are today. Let me make that real. If your goal weight is around 150 pounds, that puts you somewhere between about 105 and 150 grams of protein a day. I know that might sound like a lot if you're used to grabbing a yogurt and calling it a day, but stay with me because it's very doable once you spread it across your meals. The easiest way to get there is to aim for roughly 30 to 40 grams of protein at each meal. And then you're most of the way there without ever having to do complicated math. Now, I'm sure you're asking, okay, Lisa, that's great, but what does 30 to 40 grams of protein even look like? Because grams don't mean much when you're standing in your kitchen. So let me make it real for you. 2 eggs is only about 12 grams of protein, which surprises people. So eggs alone aren't usually enough for a meal. You need to add to them. A chicken breast about the size of your palm is roughly 35 to 40 grams, so that one gets you there on its own. A serving of ground beef, like picture what fits in your palm, is around 20 to 25 grams of protein. A can of tuna is about 25 grams of protein. So maybe 3 eggs with some sausage or a chicken thigh or 2 with dinner or a scoop of ground beef in your bowl. That is what hitting your protein actually looks like. It's not extreme. It's just more than most of us have been doing, especially early in the day. Second, and this is the one that changes everything, start at breakfast. Breakfast is where most women miss protein entirely. It's the cereal, the oatmeal, the toast, the smoothie, the coffee, and nothing else. And if you listened to the episode from last week, you already know why that is a rough way to start the day. So flip it. Start your day with real protein, and you steady your blood sugar. You kill the cravings, and you're full for hours. If you change one single meal, this is the one to change. Third, anchor every meal around protein. Instead of building your plate around the carbs and letting the protein be an afterthought, do it backwards. Decide on your protein first and build the rest of the meal around it. Eggs, sausage, chicken thighs, ground beef, a good piece of fish. Real whole food protein at the center of the plate every time. And fourth, reach for whole food protein first before you reach for the powders and the bars. Now, hear me, I'm not against a protein shake. I have one myself now and then, and it can be a handy backup on a crazy day. But here's why real food comes first. And it's not really about the bars. It's about what the whole food gives you that a powder or a bar simply cannot. When you eat real food, you're never just eating protein. Take an egg or a good piece of beef. It's a wonderful source of protein, yes, but it also gives you something called leucine. And leucine is an amino acid, one of the building blocks that protein is made of, and it's essentially the trigger that tells your body to actually build and hold on to muscle. And here's why that matters so much. Leucine shows up in real meaningful amounts in whole animal protein, in your eggs, in your beef, in your fish, far more than in a lot of the powders and the plant-based options out there. So real food is not just handing you protein, it's handing you the very thing that flips the switch on building muscle. And like we said earlier, protecting your muscle is one of the biggest keys to keeping your metabolism up and aging strong. And that's a huge piece of that. And this matters even more for us as women. Our bodies are doing so much work with the raw materials we give them, our hormones, our bones, our energy, and holding on to our muscle as we get older. They thrive on real whole nourishment, not just isolated protein in a scoop. So let the real food be your foundation. Eggs, meat, fish, whole food protein at the center of your plate. And let the shake be the occasional backup when life gets busy, not the main event. So here's what I really want you to walk away with today. Those 5 things, the hunger, the cravings, the softness, the hair, the exhaustion, they're probably not 5 separate things falling apart. And they're probably not just your age, no matter how many times you've been told to expect this now. For so many women, they are one thing. One simple thing your body's been asking you for over and over, and nobody ever told you how to hear it. Now you can. And the fix starts with your very next meal. All right, so before you go, if something in this episode landed for you today, would you do me a quick favor? Hit subscribe or follow wherever you're listening, because this is what we do here every single week. We take the things you've been quietly blaming yourself for or blaming on your age, and we find out what is actually going on. And if you're ready to actually put this into practice, to eat in a way that heals your body and finally works with you instead of against you, that's exactly what the Thin Adaptive System is built to walk you through step by step. You can check it out anytime at getthinlicious.com/Thin Adapted System, and I will leave the URL in the show notes. All right, thanks for being with me today. I want you to take good care of yourself, feed yourself well, and remember, you are made to feel better and live free.